no matter the location. From O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
Dale Webb Jr., will Henry Ruggs have more catches than Hunter Renfrow? I am going to say yes. I do think that Henry Ruggs does end up having more catches than Hunter Renfrow. It's not so much a hit against Renfrow. It's more of the way that the Raiders are going to use Henry Ruggs. So before Tyrell Williams went down last season, Renfrow wasn't as involved in the offense. And I understand that he really came on strong at the end of the year. But if all of our guys stay healthy, right, Tyrell being the main one, I think that does actually impact Renfrow's receptions. Now, if you had me to put an over-under, I'm going to guess Renfrow is going to be around 42 catches this season. I'm hoping Ruggs is more around like 55, 60. So as much as I like Renfrow, we drafted Ruggs in the first round for a reason. I think he's going to have a lot more catches than good old Hunter. Next question is from Jake. Sir, what's up, my man? Which position group is our worst and best? Okay, so best is honestly probably the tight end position. Actually, that's a lie. The offensive line is our best group. Then I would say probably tight end. Worst? Oh boy, hang on a sec. I'm almost like I almost want to say special teams because I don't have a lot of confidence in Daniel Carlson. AJ Cole's an okay punter. I'm still probably going to put it as our secondary because LaMarcus is an eyesore. As much as I love Abram, he's still kind of unknown. Prince Amukamara is still kind of a question mark. Trayvon Mullen, I like him, but can he be a number one? So I'm going to say our worst group right now is probably our secondary. Our best group is our offensive line. But, I mean, we have a top 5, I would even argue top 3 offensive line in the National Football League. So, hopefully, though, we can play a little bit better there in the secondary. Let's go to the next question here on the Raiders Report. And make sure you guys are using hashtag Raiders or Super Chat to get on the show. What's up, Joey Ross? How much money did the Raiders offer to Clowney? So that number has actually not been reported. But when you look at a lot of the other numbers that were apparently, out there around Clowney, he originally wanted like 20. Then he said, all right, I'll come down to 18 to 17. Then there were reports of him getting offers at like 15. Then there was a report of him getting like 12. The report right now is that the Raiders are a distant third, okay? Distant third in terms of money offered. So if I had to guess, I actually am going to guess that the Raiders offered him like 9, maybe 10 million. That's just a guess on my part when I look at the other reports out there. Let's go to the next question here on the Raiders Report. Miklo, Mr. White Mexican. Get a picture. How many yards do you predict Renfrow to get this season? And with Jacobs not getting Rookie of the Year for us last season, do you see him ball out this next season? So, I already did a bold prediction video kind of, and I talked about Jacobs being the rushing king. So I actually don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities for him to have, honestly, 1,500 rushing yards. All that means is if he gets 300 carries, does exactly what he did in terms of yards per carry last season, he's around 1,400. If our offense is a little bit better, if you're not able to stack the box like you were last season, if our offensive line stays 100% healthy, I think that Jacobs, the way that this offense is going to run the football, could actually be up there around 1,400, 1,500 yards. For Renfrow, for yards, honestly, I'm hoping for like 500. Because for him this season, I don't think it's so much about the yards. It's him picking up that clutch first down. Him picking up those clutch, third downs or the 4th and 1s or, in the red zone. He's going to produce. He's going to be solid, but he's going to be like the 5th option on our offense. So it's going to be tough for him to put up a lot of yards. So if you love the Raiders, okay? Actually, it's a question. Do you love the Raiders? If yes, I do want you to hit that sub button. So the Raiders Report was created for Raider Nation, for diehard Raider fans that, you go to a bar or you go to a place and all you want to do is talk Raiders. That's what this channel is about. So if you like talking Raiders, if you want to argue in the comment section, we do daily videos. We do live shows. And I wanted this show to be all about, y'all going to the game, y'all going to a tailgate, going to a bar and talking about your favorite team. That's what I promise the Raiders Report's always going to be. So if you do love that, if you love your team, hit that subscribe button. And if you know people that you're like, this guy's a diehard fan, tell them about the channel. Tell them to come here. Tell them to hit that sub button where we'll do a lot of shows. Cool? All right. Appreciate you. Let's go now to the next question here. We got 1,300 people watching live. And again, I guarantee not all y'all are subscribed. And if you don't know how to subscribe, hey, hit that sub button. All right, Ian, what's up, dude? Hey, Mitch, do you think if Carr underperforms this year, we can get Justin Fields? So I would say this. For the Raiders to get Justin Fields, it'd have to be a really, really rough year. Because if there is no college football season, in my opinion, Justin Fields is the top 3 pick. Top 3 pick, because I think it's Trevor Lawrence, Penei Sewell, and then it's probably going to be Justin Fields. if there is a college football season, I think at the absolute worst, like Fields to me as a top 5, top 10 pick. So the Raiders have to be bad. The only way the Raiders are getting Fields, maybe they want to trade up for him. But in my opinion, do I think we could get him? Sure, but that just means we have to have a very bad year. And I'm hoping with the talent we added, that's not really an option. Let's go to the next question here. Noah, Mitch, with the talent the Raiders have now, how many games can we really win by mid-season? So, Noah, what I would tell you to do is go check out my Raiders prediction video. Literally, all you got to do is go to YouTube, type in Raiders win prediction or Raiders 2020 schedule prediction. My video will be the first one that shows up. So check that out, and let me know what you think. I'm at MitchellRens365. So who wants to go to a Raiders game this year? Because I don't know about you. I'm trying to go to week 1 against Carolina. My plans for that right now are kind of put on hold. So who wants to go to a Raiders game this year? Would you want to go with me? Would anybody want to go to a game with me? Let me know. So Y for yes, or give me an N for no. So I see Jacob T says yes. Darren Diaz says 10-5 win. Stupid Stuff says yes. Jacob T says stuff. What else we got here? We're Out Here Entertainment says yes. We got a lot of yeses. So, yeah. Doesn't really surprise me that I'm seeing a lot of yeses here. Now, what else? Yes. All right. Cool. Somebody said, come to me with a Jets game. Hey, if anybody wants to offer me tickets to come to a game, you let me know. You pay for the ticket. All I got to do is see if I can get it approved by my company, and we'll be good. So bottom line is this. If you do want to go to a Raiders game, I think we all need to take the proper steps, right? Now, I've seen a lot of people actually get mad at me for showing these face masks. I don't know why. It seems like a you problem. But bottom line is this. I'm a believer that this is what we got to do in order to make the games happen. Stay safe. An easy way to do that is by going to chatsports.com/Raiders mask. So for only $24.99, okay? Only $24.99, you're going to be able to get this 3-pack of Raiders face masks. And the reason why this is the best deal you'll be able to find, they ship in 2 business days. There's a lot of other masks out there that take months. Heck, I've even seen some that don't get shipped until the end of August. No. These right here that you see on screen, it'll be in the comments. It'll be in the description. You can get these in 2 business days. 3 masks, $24.99. Cool? Do your part. All right, let's get back into some of these questions here. We Out Here Entertainment. Why don't we cut Peterman and try out Kaepernick to see if he still has it? I think it's more of a money situation with Cap, right? If Cap, in my opinion, really wanted to play in the NFL, I think he would take a kind of like a minimum contract to show that he can still play. Because for a player who hasn't played since 2016, I'm not quite sure. But in terms of just talent alone, I'm going to take Colin Kaepernick over Nathan Peterman any day of the week. And when you tell me we got to pay Nathan Peterman $2.13 million, I'm like, well, why are we trying to pay Marcus Mariota all that money then? Because for me, I understand that Gruden likes Peterman, but I have really never been a fan whatsoever of him. So I'll say hard pass on Peterman. We can go out and get Kaepernick, but I think Cap, if he wants to play for a team that he has a legitimate chance to start. And let's just be real. He's not better than Mariota, and he's definitely not better than Derek Carr. Let's go to the next question here on the Raiders Report from Thomas Reyes. What's up, Mitch? What's up, dude? Get a pick. All this talk about Clowney, what should we do to get Adams? So, okay. Well, the only way we're getting Adams is by trading, right? So that's just point blank. So you're going to have to give up at least the first, the third. I've seen some people throw out some other trade ideas. The one trade idea I threw out was Tyrell Williams and a first for Jamal Adams. Honestly, I still don't think that's enough for this team. You invested in, Demarius Randall, where I don't want to say Demarius Randall's as good as Jamal Adams because, honestly, it ain't even close. Do I think our safeties are pretty good right now? I do. But in order for us to get Adams, you got to give up some serious draft capital. Do I think he's worth it? Yes, I do. But he doesn't seem that he wants to play for the Raiders. Seems like he wants to play for the Cowboys. Let's go to the next question here. All right, I like this one from Liam. If we could trade Jalen Ramsey, all right, hang on. If we could trade Jalen Ramsey or Jamal Adams for a first and a third, who are you taking? So if I got to pick between a first and a third for Jalen or Jamal Adams, who would I rather have? Honestly, I think in terms of fit right now for this team, I think it's Jalen Ramsey. But I'll say this, in terms of what the question I think actually asks is, if I got to trade, I'm going to trade for Jamal Adams because Jalen Ramsey is going to be a free agent next year in 2021. And one of the teams that Ramsey talked about coming to was this Raiders team. The issue with Ramsey is if we're trading for Ramsey for a first and a third, that means Trayvon Mullen didn't work out, in my opinion, and that also means that, Damon Arnett didn't work out. So actually, I'm hoping we don't have to trade for Jalen Ramsey. Let's go to the next question here. What do we got? We got a lot of people watching. We got 1,400 people watching. If you want to jump the line, all you got to do is Super Chat, or you can wait in line and use hashtag Raiders. What up, Tyler? How do you feel about Mahomes? He's the best quarterback in the NFL, and honestly, I think he's worth the contract. And it blows my mind to say that a player is worth $500 million or potentially up to $500 million, but he's won a Super Bowl, he's won MVP. Yes, the $450 million over the next 10 years. If he wins one more Super Bowl, the contract's worth it. Does it make it more difficult for us? Yes, but if something does happen to Mahomes, or if, I don't know, Andy Reid retires, and if there's able to not put so much talent around him, I will be curious to see if he's as good with not so much talent around him. Next question here on the Raiders Sports from Juan Castro. Why don't we sign Everson Griffen? He's a vet, and he wants less. You know what, Juan? That's a great question. So, you know what? It's funny, Juan, that you're thinking the same way I am, because this is something that I wanted to put on the show before you even asked the question. If you had to pick a defensive end, who would you go with? Jadeveon Clowney, type C, or Everson Griffen? I want you to type E. So if I told you right now that Griffen would be willing to take half the amount of Clowney, who would you pick? Because in my opinion, you're looking at Griffen, who's actually been a better player in terms of sacks, and I think would actually be worth more bang for your buck. Griffen now is obviously a little bit older than Clowney, but Clowney has been kind of linked to the Raiders. Griffen, he would honestly probably still start over Cleveland Ferrell as well. So I do think it's interesting at least, but Clowney is, I would say, better in the run game. So what do we got? We got Day Gold says E, Chris Gang says C. We have Griffen farts dust from Samuel Marino. Cool, that's good insight there. My opinion says tough choice. Hey, that's what it's about here. We got Lakers 82 fans typing E, Dale Webb Jr. is typing E. If you'd ask me who's the best bang for your buck, I will say Everson Griffen. If you're just telling me who's the more talented player, it's Jadeveon Clowney. Let's go to the next question here on the Raiders Report. We got Lance Delgado. How many sacks do we get this season? 2018, we had 13. 2019, we had 32. When you look at what we have in terms of talent, the number that's been kind of floating around in my mind is 44. The reason why I'm going with 44 is because I do like the additions of Carl Nassib. I do like the fact that Cleveland's going to have another year. Hopefully he's a little bit better. If you'd ask me what player I think is the most likely to regress in terms of sacks, I will say it's Max Crosby. I do think Corey Littleton's going to be able to produce. Nick Wachowski. We're going to have a much better defense, and I really like what we're bringing in with Rod Marinelli. So for me, I'm going to go with 44. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this, I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.